What would you do if someone offered you a chance to change your fortune, promising you riches you couldn't accumulate in 3 lifetimes? And what values that you hold dear would you abandon for a chance at the prize and ultimately survival? The story of Squid Games is a hard, uncomfortable look at the darkest parts of human nature and the harsh truths that heroes are not only hard to come by, but everyone has the capacity to be a villain. It's easy to look at this organization and proclaim that they are the villains of the story, and that may be the case for some of them, but for most of them, it's not that cut and dry. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the people behind the games, the beliefs that drive them, and the twisted truths that blur the lines between hero and villain. Also, if I butcher any of these names, I apologize, and there will be spoilers for Season 3. With all that out of the way, on with the show. Squid Game is a South Korean series about desperate people trapped in a series of childhood games with a deadly twist. Lose, and you die. Win, and you claim a fortune that could fix all of your problems. From clearing gambling debts to taking care of sick loved ones to help reestablishing failed businesses, everyone has their own motivations and values that push them forward and influence their decisions. Behind the Games is an organization that sees these players as nothing more than entertainment, pieces in a twisted spectacle. But it's more than just blood sport, right? Their belief that people, when pushed to the edge, will betray their values, their dignity, even their humanity, just to survive or get ahead. The frontman Gi-Hun tells Gi-Hun, anyone who died was simply a player who lost the game. Trash is eliminated from the competition, and as we speak, our world is filling up with more trash. In order for so much death and carnage to take place and not have this man blink twice, you can't see your fellow man as people. Having established all of this, are the hosts of the Squid Games evil? I don't believe it's done out of pure malice, as it seems that they want to give everyone a chance at winning. But I don't think these games are set up for the intention of killing people. Death is just a byproduct of losing the game. Take the recruiter. On the surface, he's just doing his job, dragging new players into the game. But off the clock is where his true sadism shows. He torments the homeless with the choices between food or lottery tickets, watching with a cruel amusement as they gamble away their choices. He forces people to risk their lives in mind games, not because he needs to, but because he enjoys the psychological cruelty. This detachment comes from indoctrination. The recruiter believes players are ultimately trash and therefore expendable, even when it meant turning the gun on his own father, who was simply a player who lost. The next are the foot soldiers, the pink-suited enforcers that carry out the organization's will without question. They are masked, numbered, and dehumanized, just cogs in a merciless machine. This also means that they're replaceable, as in one instance a player takes one of them hostage and plans to trade for his life. But without an ounce of hesitation, the guard, who was just a kid, was shot dead. This is the definition of the banality of evil, as these soldiers are killing even as these people beg for their lives, and it's treated as nothing more as another day at the office. How could anyone listen to these people beg for their lives and then execute them without a second thought? They don't see these players as people, but trash, broken and desperate, who threw their lives away. Like their bosses, they are unbothered by their pleading or pain. Then there's Hwang In-ho, the front man, a man shaped by the very horrors he now controls. Once a police officer, he entered the games with the intention of saving his wife and unborn child. He had taken money from a loan shark, but was misinterpreted as a bribe, and was subsequently fired from his job. Not only did he lose everything, but while competing, his wife and unborn child had died. He witnessed how greed had stripped people of their morals, and at the end was faced with a brutal choice: kill his fellow players in their sleep, or risk death. Later that night, he stands over the bodies of his fellow competitors, a champion. That moment shattered his faith in humanity. If he, a good man, was capable of such brutality, what hope was there for anyone else? After winning, In-ho had vanished, only to return as the cold architect of the Squid Games. building the theater where broken souls would dance. Into this darkness steps Gi-Hun, a man who still believes in goodness, though he too has been dealt a bad hand in life. Despite the cruelty around him, he fights to hold on to his ideals, but even he is tested. When Gi-Hun tries to destroy the games, In-ho punishes him by executing his best friend right in front of him, chillingly asking him if he had fun playing the hero. A brutal lesson wrapped in a twisted respect. It's my opinion that In-ho isn't evil. He just sees himself in Gi-Hun, and he wants to teach him the harsh truth that in this world, kindness is weakness. Towards the end, when a baby is born during the games, In-ho uses her as a test for Gi-Hun, expecting him to give her up when things get tough. Even his fellow contestants assumed that he would give up the baby to save his own life. But Gi-Hun defies expectation, protecting the child with his very life. In that moment, he earns In-ho's respect, a rare glimpse of humanity between two broken men. Yes, In-ho is evil, but evil crafted by years of watching the absolute worst that humanity has to offer. But after all that is said and done, neither In-ho or Gi-Hun are right or wrong in their views on humanity. Yes, people lie, betray, kill, cheat, and steal, but in the depths of depravity, there is also laughter, families, loyalty, friendship, forgiveness, and love. Humanity is trying every day to do better, to be better, to care about one another. It's laughing and crying, it's happiness and misery, it's light and dark, it's making mistakes and fixing them, it's kindness and nastiness, and most importantly, trying to do and be better each day. People will let you down, but they can also surprise you in ways you will never see coming. Thank you all for tuning in. What do you think of Squid Game and the Frontman? Is there anything you'd like to add? Leave it in the comments below. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.